Welcome back to Bayou Wild. Today we're with John Folse, chef here at White Oak Plantation. John, good to be out here.
Oh, man,
I don't know how I'm going to do as your assistant, but you can grade me after this and determine my pay scale on this. But if somebody's really looking to do something special with their waterfowl, tell us what's a good example of that.
You know, I'm so glad you asked that because so often people have those one or two go-to recipes, like you mentioned, the poppers and things like that. And they know how to do them well, they're comfortable with them, and it gives them an opportunity to use up the freezer. Forget about that game has to be cooked one way. No, game can be cooked the way we in restaurants or the way I like to do at home. And this dish right here is a perfect example of it, because whether you have speckled belly goose or whether you have any duck species, you got good, great mallard, teal. Of course, I like the pot roast, and I love my little teal. So I have my favorites. But on, say, a mallard, which is a perfect dish for this, or like I said, breast of speckled belly would be good as well.
Oh, gray duck. That's a common bird, too.
Gray as well. So what I like to do in this particular case with these duck breasts is to brine them. And brine will not only add moisture, but it'll add flavor to the dish. People are confused by brines. Well, let me tell you how simple a brine is. We're going to use, why don't you take this and pour about 2 cups in there. That's sweet tea, just like you're going to drink out in the yard or at lunch today, and that's plenty right there. That's sweet tea. Tea has an acidic base to it. It's got flavor. It's got sugar in it. You're going to sweeten it up a little bit more. Now, to make a brine, you need salt. And people think, oh my God, that's way too much salt. But the salt is just going to interact with that meat just a little bit to flavor it up. So you go ahead and stir that.
That's a process called osmosis.
Osmosis,
I know
that's
a few things.
I'll tell you what, you really impressed me with that, because that's exactly what it is. So salt and sugar, the two things that you really need to just interact flavor into the game. Now, here we're going to put, you can use a little honey, you can use a little cane syrup, which I'm going to use. I'm putting a little honey in there.
Put a little more of that honey in there. I like it sweet.
But what I really want our viewers to know is that you can make these things just with common elements around the house, and what you've created here is a flavor base, that's all. Now people will say, oh, look how much salt he put in there, look how much sugar. Remember, y'all, you're not going to have that flavor going into the duck. It's just going to slowly, and I'm just using a domestic duck here, but you can use any, as you mentioned, whether it's gray or whatever it is. You're going to put it in here. Now, I like to put it in a plastic bag, just kind of seal it, throw it in the refrigerator. You can leave it in that brine as little as 3 to 4 hours, or you can leave it overnight if you want to. You're going to rinse it off nicely the next morning, and here it is. Start to pick up. You can see the change in the flavor. I'm going to put a little salt on here, a little salt, pepper, granulated garlic, just as I would anything else, and I'm going to rub it really good in there. Now a little oil in my skillet, and the key is to make sure that I caramelize that skin. Now I know a lot of times, a lot of these hunters will pull that skin off, you know. But let me tell you what, don't do that. That's where a lot of the natural flavor is. Now the brine is going all the way through. The meat is totally flavored at this point. I can add just a little more of a touch of that pepper on this side, a little more garlic. And I don't want to rush this. I would just kind of let it go. I want the skin to crisp up nicely. And I would let it just simmer here. I can go into a 350-degree oven in a minute and let it sit. I'll put a thermometer in it, get it up to about 135 or 140. 135, you're still going to have that pink inside to it. And then the only thing I'm going to do with this now is to make a little dressing to go on top of the salad after.
Well, this is a good place to take a little break, and we're going to come back with the chef and show you how you can be a gourmet duck hunter right here on Bayou Wild.
And using the ducks that's in that freezer.
You got it.
Closed captioning made possible by Ceto.com. Become a member.
Welcome back. We're with Chef John Folse today, and he's showing us how to prepare ducks or other waterfowl as sweet tea brined ducks. And John, pick up where we left off.
Well, first of all, I want everybody to see what this looks like once it comes out of that brine. And by the way, you know, we have our recipes on our website, too. You can go to jfolse.com or just type in John Folse.
Well, they're taping this, too. They're DVRing this. They got it. They got it.
Okay, good. So here we are. So the skin's going to be nice and crispy. And I just want to make sure at this point, I'm going to be honest, I like duck about medium rare. A lot of people kind of stay away from that and they want it cooked all the way. That's fine. The brine's going to add additional moisture, which makes the well-done duck taste so much better as well. So, like I said, I would go into the oven with. Now, let's make a little salad dressing real fast. So, give me that egg yolk right there. You can dump it right in. And you can just, that's all I need. And then a little red wine vinegar. We make it a little, just a little vinaigrette. That little orange juice right there. And again, you don't have, we making this little Creole mustard. But my guys, all the salad dressings in the store, you can go into the store and find some interesting thing that's going to be just great with this. Now, I want to put in my basil and thyme, my little onion, my garlic. You see, we're still staying with a little Cajun cooking here. You see that?
How much of that?
Dump it all.
Let's go with it.
Dump it
Go
all
ahead. You got any more? That's some flavor there. That's some good Cajun stuff.
Now you have a little cane syrup right next to, right on the bottom right there. You can put that in. Again, we're going to put the cane syrup in. We put some sweet.
Ooh, that looks like Steens, huh?
Now you're going to put half of that olive oil and half of that. And again, all of these recipes are really easy. Most cookbooks, there's plenty. And about half of that. It's going to be good. That's perfect. And then you have a really great vinaigrette as well. And that's going to go over the duck on the salad. Now, one thing I want to tell the viewers, if you think of a ham, when you cut it open raw, it's going to be red on the inside. When you brine that ham, or when you go to the store to buy sliced ham, it's got that nice pink look to it. Well, it's not raw. Brining cooks the meat totally, but keeps that pink, juicy flavor on the inside. That's the purpose of the brine. So when we look at our duck, it's going to look like kind of medium rare to rare, but it's not. It's cured all the way through. And I have some right here.
Oh, yeah.
And you see, I want you to take a look at what this looks like. Now, we've taken the duck and made a beautiful salad with it. You can put a little dirty rice under this. You can put a little pasta on it if you want to. It doesn't really matter. Just let your preference be your guide there. And I'll take a little bit of this dressing. Just kind of.
We almost there. We almost there.
Drizzle over that duck like that, and of course on the salad itself.
Perfect.
Now you see, you might want to take a piece of that duck.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that.
But fully cooked, beautiful, different presentation on game, and just get out of those humdrum recipes and start looking at some of these. These are really good ways to produce duck.
You will be impressing your hunting buddies, trust me. Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank
we'll be back with more. You're watching Bayou Wild TV.